Portland Trail Blazers have had one of the better off seasons this summer in the NBA, and I'm very fond of the moves that they're making. They just re-signed Damian Lillard, and they have just traded for Drew Holiday. I'm liking the way that Portland is building around this young core that they already have in Scoot Henderson, Shaedon Sharpe, and Donovan Clingan. It's very exciting to see. But first, let's talk about Dame's return to Portland. Dame returns to Portland after suffering an ACL injury in last year's playoffs with the Milwaukee Bucks. One of the big reasons he re-signed with Portland was that so he could rehab closer to his family, be more comfortable when he is rehabbing, and he will miss the 2025-2026 season. It's going to really prove to me how good this Portland roster is going to be in years to come by the way that these young guys are going to be able to step up, that I believe that they're going to be able to step up this year without Dame at the helm. Speaking of those young guys, I wanted to talk about Scoot Henderson's development and what I want to see out of him this year. Scoot, he's a dynamic playmaker. Right, he hasn't really gelled offensively just yet, but adding Drew Holiday, who can also space the floor, and Deni Avdija and Shaedon Sharpe, who have already shown and proven that they are able to space the floor, hit the threes at a consistent rate, and score. He won't have to score as much, and he won't have to really rely on his shot as much as he has been. And I really am going to expect a lot out of him this year, playmaking-wise as well, with the spacing on the floor. It's going to create a lot of open opportunities off his drives because he does. He likes to get off the dribble and drive. And speaking of also young core, Shaedon Sharpe's offensive development this year. Without Anthony Simons, he's going to get more minutes. He's going to get more touches. Him and Deni Avdija are going to average more points. And with Scoot dishing the ball out and Drew Holiday's playmaking ability as well, it brings a whole other dynamic to this Portland roster. And speaking of the addition of Drew Holiday, I am very fond and very high on Drew Holiday. Ever since he was traded and moved to Milwaukee, and he won a championship with them in 2021, and then he also won a championship with the Boston Celtics in 2024. He brings a much-needed championship presence to this team because he's been there, he's done that, he knows what they have to do to succeed in the playoffs, and that's going to really help this young core kind of understand and hopefully gel together this year. And speaking of another young addition that they have, they drafted Yang Hansen out of China in the CBA this year at the 16th pick in the NBA draft. Now, he is their wild card, okay? He's a 7'1" center from China. He's been electric in this year's summer league. He can score, he can rebound. He's a fantastic passer. He has an incredible basketball IQ, and he's averaging around 2 blocks a game. So you can see the defensive mind that he has and the way that he's able to track shots and be able to block shots. And their GM, Joe Cronin, called Hansen a very, very unique talent. Not just because of his size, but his high basketball IQ and his passing chops. I mean, he's barely even scratched the surface of what he's able to accomplish. And he's only 19, which means the sky is the limit for him, and I can only see it getting up from here. Portland also was able to buy out DeAndre Ayton, which freed up a lot of cap space, kind of showing that they are really ready to commit to this young core and build around them. And this season is going to be rough. Lillard's not going to be able to play. Robert Williams' health is kind of uncertain, and this young core is still kind of learning. Scoot is going into his 3rd year in the league. But, I mean, the trajectory is there. The Blazers are building something real. And veteran guidance mixed with some exciting talent. Expect a lot of growth in this 2025-2026 season. And honestly, playoff contention isn't off the table for me. I can see them sneaking into the play-in, possibly making it into the playoffs as an 8 or a 7 seed. I just really like what they're doing over here, and they're building it the right way. So here's the bottom line. Portland's roster brings not only emotion, it brings veteran leadership and a whole lot of potential to the table. Lillard, obviously, his emotional return, even though he's injured, it sets a tone. Scoot and Shaedon are headlining the future, and adding in rising young pieces such as Donovan Clingan, Deni Avdija, and Yang Hansen, it's beginning to start looking like a franchise that is ready to grow and contend in this Western Conference. So what do you guys think? Do you think Yang Hansen is going to become the next big thing? Can Portland weather a season without Dame and still make strides? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. God, I love this sport.